Hello and welcome to Tech Talk. We are at Level 39, the fintech incubator in London, and I'm here with Simon Rabin, who is the founder and CEO of Chip. Simon, thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
So tell me, what does Chip do?
So Chip is an AI chatbot that enables millennials to save more of their money. By connecting it to their current account, Chip analyzes what they spend throughout the month, sees where there's an opportunity for them to save, and then automatically moves that money into a separate savings account for them.
So you use artificial intelligence to analyze where there are potentials for savings for this type of customer, which banks are kind of struggling to attract, aren't they?
Exactly. The typical high street bank savings proposition is about setting up a direct debit with a fixed amount being put aside every single month. And what we're doing is actually showing the banks that that's not necessarily how this demographic want to save. Their spending is quite fluid and it's quite dynamic throughout the month. So there might be an occasion where on the third week of the month they spend a bit more and therefore they can't afford to save. But on the fourth week of the month, they spend a bit less. Our AI will pick that up, identify that money and move it into the savings account for them.
And out of your 6,000 customers, probably a lot of them would have just said no to the request of setting up a direct debit every month.
Yeah, the prospect of that seems quite scary to them. What we hear again and again is, I can't afford to save £100, £200 a month because I have my rent, I have my other costs, I go out, and I have that money allocated elsewhere. But what we've seen is by them connecting Chip, they are actually able to save. It's just about moving that money out of arm's reach at the appropriate time.
Now, the interface is quite dynamic. I actually downloaded the app myself, and I can testify that it probably speaks the right language. Although of course I don't fit that demographic, but as we were saying earlier, applying an emoji now and there in a boilerplate would not really do the job.
It doesn't necessarily do it. So what Chip, just so your viewers know, so Chip is actually built in a chatbot interface, right? So Chip is a character that actually talks to you in a chat format and tries to engage the customer in the way that they're used to. At the moment, they say that about 70% of mobile time is spent in chat applications, whether that's WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger and so on. So what Chip does is sort of bring that familiarity into banking and into finance, and enables millennials to communicate with their bank in the way that they're used to communicating with friends and peers and other brands.
And there is further potential for this technology. So at the moment, the money is put onto e-wallets,
exactly,
which
we have a partnership with a company that provides us Barclays e-wallets. So we don't actually have a banking partner at the moment, but we are in discussions with a few banks and hoping to be able to provide actual banking savings products behind Chip. We see Chip really as the mechanism to engage that customer and enable them to save. But what actually sits behind that, or what the customer chooses to do with those funds, there are a lot of different options.
And there are some banks that are interested simply in your technology.
Exactly, is that right? Yeah. So we have our Chip users that we're marketing to directly and enabling them to connect to their current account. But in addition to that, we also have a high street bank that we're working with at the moment that wants to use Chip to engage their existing customers in that demographic, because they recognise that actually there's going to be a savings crunch coming here, because these guys are not saving and don't feel that the current bank offering does enough for them,
So although we are living in a very low interest rate environment, savings is still very much important.
Absolutely,
so this is what you're helping this demographic.
Yeah, and it's not about wealth creation. It's not the interest rate actually to our customer we hear is not particularly relevant. It's about being able to save and feeling that you can actually give yourself that cushion, or you can save towards that particular. It might be saving towards a particular spending goal, a short or medium term goal, but it's about being able to save rather than accumulation of wealth.
Very good. Well, thank you, Simon, and best of luck.
Thank you very much.